Yes, guys, welcome to our today's session. Today we are going to talk about switches and routers, especially how to access those devices from distance. Remember, guys, when you are trying to configure those devices, you can not only configure them physically by using a USB cable or a console cable, right? You can also configure them from distance, right? Maybe you're at home, you are by the restaurant. You can also access your company's devices and do the configurations, right? But how to do those configurations, right? And we are going to see how you can create different accounts for different users, because you are not the only person like in your company, right? You can be 4 technicians, you can be 10 technicians. You can create for them the user account and assign password to those users, right? So you create user account for all those technicians, and you must give them the permission what those technicians they can do on your Cisco devices, right? According to their contract, according to their responsibilities, right? We are going to call that part privileges. From the privilege, 15 means you have full control. You can use all the comments. When your privilege are going down, means you got less privileges, right? Yeah. So number one, we are going to see how to configure your devices in order for your technician to access them like online or at home at the restaurant. Number two, you must also be able to know how to create more users and how to give them privileges. So you're going to create users like one switch, but so many users and so many passwords for them, and you have to give them like permissions, like level of accessing the devices, what they can do and what they cannot do, right? But for that, we are going to use 2 protocols or 2 programs that will allow you to configure the remote access to the devices, right? So as I said, 2 protocols or 2 programs. The first one is called a telnet. Telnet can allow you to access your device, but not securely. The communication is not encrypted. Means this, you are at home, you want to access your switches are there like in your company. So the comment that you are typing like at home, when the comment goes to the devices, somebody can capture the signal. Somebody can capture your comment and understand the meaning by saying, this guy is trying to change the password, or this is the switch's password. Why? Because we are using a weak protocol. So telnet is a weak protocol, right? So when you are trying to access your devices from distance, you must make sure that your communication is encrypted, right? By using a strong protocol or a strong program for encrypting the communication like Secure Share. Secure Share, that protocol is encrypted. Means when I'm sending my comment from home, so anybody that can capture my signal must be encrypted. So, and for you to de-encrypt my communication, it's going to take you time. All right? This is what it means. You must use a strong program for encrypting your communication. So encrypting means you're going to change the form of your communication. Suppose like you are saying line VTY, but one line VTY will be going to the device. So it's going maybe to be seen as 12300X, right? Something like that, right? Let me try to share my screen. Yeah. So we're going to use 2 protocols, Secure Shell or SSH, and we're going to use a telnet, but telnet is not encrypted. Secure Shell is encrypted, right? Now, from the steps, right, what we have to do, right? What you need Let's do, guys. So I'm gonna give you time. You need a router, you need a switch. You are going to console from the switch, from the laptop to the router. Make sure that you are using this one, because when I'm configuring, I don't want you to get lost, right? So gigabit 0/0/0. So this is where I plug my switch, right? Those two, I never mind. And for my computer, this is my IP, the network, the IP that we're gonna use for this network. Hey, why are you making noise? So this guy, yeah, is there. Yeah, this guy is there by the restaurant. So this guy, this is the IT admin. So there is one IT admin. This is his username, and this is his password, right? So what we wanna do, we got our company, routers are there and switches and so on, right? And we got a guy, the guy is an IT admin. The IT admin is somewhere by the restaurant, but we want to give him like access. You want by yourself as an IT admin, wherever you are, you can access the device. You got your username and you got your password, right? So please, guys, you must be here. There is no configurations. You just put one router, one switch, and you just put some note on top, right? There is no other configuration. So I've done, right? So I'm giving you 1 second to do it. So laptop, you console to the router is connected to the switch, and the switch is connected to this computer, right? So what now we're gonna do? You have to console, right? I'm going first, okay? So configure terminal. So from here, what you're gonna do, right? You have to change the host name. The name of the router must change, right? Why? Because you're going to have so many routers, right? You cannot keep the default name. We're gonna call it Saba R1, right? Host name, Saba R1 is already there. Yeah, okay, because I already changed the previous name. Yeah. When you are done by changing, so step number 1, you change your device name. Step number 2, you create a domain, like a family name. The domain is saba.com, because you have to manage users. Those users, they have to log in. There must be something like a server that will manage all those users. So we're gonna create a domain name. You're gonna say IP domain name saba.com. Yeah. When you are done creating your domain name, you must generate like a key, right? For encryption, right? We are going to generate a key so in order to encrypt like our communication, right? So your switches and your computer, they are going to start like sharing like keys, the keys for encrypting and decrypting the communications, right? Now, how to generate that key? You have to say crypto key generate, right? Crypto key generate RSA, right? And you're gonna press like enter, right? Number 4, you have to precise the number of bits, right? How many bits, right? So the size of your key, how many bits it's going like to be. So I can take 1 to 4, right? Make sure that when your key, no, the number of bits that you have in order to generate your key, when it's bigger, means it's more secure, but it's going to take time to generate that key, right? So you have to precise the size of your key, all right? How many bits you're gonna use, like in order to generate like a key. Remember, guys, I got my computer, you have your computer, or I got my computer, there is a switch, right? We have to encrypt like our communication. So when I'm sending you something, when I'm sending the command to the switch, that command has to be coded, right? And when I'm gonna code or encrypting it, means I have a key. And you too, my switch must also have a key in order to open, to understand the meaning, right? This is what does it mean. Now, for us to generate, for the server to generate that key, right? We have to precise the size, how many bits we are going like to use in order to create that key. The bigger the size, the key also will be strong, but it's going to take time to generate, to create that key, the key for opening our messages, right? For coding the message and for opening that message, right? Now, so I'm gonna choose 1024, 1024, right? And I'm gonna press like enter, right? From here, you are done. You choose your domain for your server, because your switch will be like a server. You generate a key that will allow your computer or your laptop and the router or and the switch to open and so to encrypt and decrypt, right? Because we have to encrypt and decrypting our communication. We must have a key, like a password that will allow us to encrypt and decrypt the message that we are receiving or sending, right? Now, when you are done, we're gonna move to step number 5, right? From step number 5, now we're gonna go to, we can do the line VTY, maybe 0 to 4 to 3, right? So I wanna give access to 4 guys, 4 technicians, right? So you can say line VTY 0 to 3 now, right? From here now, from step number 6, right? You must precise which protocol you are going to use. Precise the protocol to be used, right? We are going to precise, like now, the protocol that we are going to use. So SSH or Telnet, right? Which protocol we are going to use in order to encrypt our communications, right? Remember that, so Telnet is not secured, we're going to use SSH. So you go here, right? What we're gonna say, you must say, all my communication will be transported using secure shell. Transport input, you can say SSH, secure shell, right? And you press what? Enter, right? And because your device has to log in, has to accept some login, right? Locally, we're gonna say login local, right? So you just said all my communication will be transported using secure shell. Transport to input secure shell, login local, right? When you are done, you have to exit, right? Now, when you exit, we are going to step number 7. Create user account and assign password. So we are going to create user account, and we are going to assign what? Password. All right. This password we are going like to assign here, right? Suppose like you have like 10 users. This is where you have to create them, right? You must be in global configuration mode. Remember that when you go to my design, my username is par, my password is par21@, right? So I'm going to do it. Username spa, right? But remember, guys, we can also precise the permission or the level of accessing the device, because spa is an admin, so I'm going to give him like full access. Full access is privilege 15, right? So we're going to give him like and privilege, right? So we're going to assign also the privilege. So it's going to be my username is spa privilege. I can be wrong by typing privilege. Let's hope it's like this, but if it's not like this, I will check. Privilege 15, because the guy is an admin, but if the guy is not an admin, you can say privilege 10 or whatever. And from password, remember, so I can type the password, but this one, it won't gonna be like encrypted. So you must say secret. Secret spa 21@, right? But you can say username spa privilege 15 password spa, but it's better to say the secret because it's encrypted. And you press what? Oh, they are refusing my word privilege. Maybe I type it wrongly. Let me just say it like this. I will see it. Oh, there is no D. Okay. I made a mistake. There is no D on my. Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna just retype it. Username spa oh, yeah, privilege. It can be written like this. Privilege 15 secret spa 21@. Remember, guys, as I said, if you have like 10 users, you're gonna create them from this one. When you finish with spa, you move. You're gonna create username candle privilege, right? Only the admin, the person that you want like to give full access will get 15. Other one, right? Because you don't want them maybe to change their password and so on, right? And from here, you can also say password spa, but it's better to say secret because secret is encrypted, right? And if secret what? Enter. Hey, what happened? Yes. So if there's another user, you're gonna create that user from here, right? Because now we are done. What we must do now, right? We have to assign like an IP address to this port, this default gateway, right? Why are you making noise? Myself, I'm listening that it's you. Why are you saying stop it? Assigns IP address to the default gateway, right? So we are going to assign like an IP address to the default gateway. My default gateway is which interface? This is the interface, right? So interface gigabit 0/0, this one. I don't want you to get those. This one. This is the one that we are assigning like an IP address, right? So IP address 192.168.1.1. 55.0, right? And you're gonna say no shut down. We're gonna put it on. We're gonna bring it on, right? You can exit, and you can say do copy. We can copy the running configuration to the startup. Do copy, run, start. So we are copying whatever that we've been typing to the startup configurations. Yes, right? Okay, now you go to your computers. This one, we're gonna give it an IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway. 192.168.1.2, 192.168.1.1, right? And when you are done, we have to test first the connectivity to the default gateway, to the router. You go to command prompt, you can ping .1.1, right? Press enter. You can see that that computer can talk to the router, to the default gateway. Now, right? So step number 9, ping the default gateway. The default gateway, and step number 10, try to access remotely the router. Right? This is step number 10. What you're gonna do, so I'm gonna try now, like I'm there by my restaurant. So I'm trying to access my router from the restaurant. Right? So what you're gonna say, because we are using secure shell, SSH or secure shell, but if you are using the telnet, you're gonna type the telnet. It's dash or hash L, right? Followed. Sorry. Followed by what? By your username. My username was, I think, spa, right? After my username, I have to precise the IP address of the router, right? So secure shell, L, space, spa, 192.168.1.1, right? Press what? Enter. You see they're asking me the password. The password they're asking me here, it's my password. Myself as an admin. It's suppose like it's for another user, you're gonna use that one, right? So what you're gonna do now, my password, I think it was spa 218. Oh, I typed it wrongly. It was spa 218. Yes, you can see I'm in, it's on the device. And remember, when you are typing the password, you cannot say it for security purposes. Now, I can do my configuration from the restaurant, right? So this is how you can configure remote connection to your devices, all right? So guys, you got some exercise. There is an exercise here. I'm gonna send you this document, right? Go through this exercise like on top here. A network engineer was asked to install a network that will allow 4 IT technicians to connect securely to Cisco devices despite their locations to manage those devices. In case a problem arises, below is a table containing the requirement. So you are a network engineer. They ask you to allow 4 IT technicians of your company to access securely. Remember, securely means which protocol you must use, right? You must allow them to access the devices despite their locations, right? So, and you got your domain name, right? So I can even say .co.ca. You got your domain name, or just say .com, the easiest one. And you got the department. Remember that those are the department, and those are the computers that you have per department, but I don't want you to create villains because it's gonna give you like a headache. Or maybe I can just remove this one. I don't want you to get first loss. Yeah. So you got the computers, you got, okay, or I can just do this. I can put, all right, and you got the usernames there, and you got the like the password, and you got their privilege levels, right? So you can configure for me at this one and send your result. Thank you very much. For any question, don't hesitate to contact me.